A very interesting picture of Wafula Chebukati, man with the hardest job in Kenya. So what is expected of him now, with just 34 days to the new set date of the 26th of October? The first thing is the transmission of results, something that pretty much played center stage when it came to the full verdict given, especially by the majority bench there. Majority bench deciding that there was a lot of illegalities and irregularities in the transmission of results during the August 8th election. And they now want uniformity of all forms 34A and 34B. Something else that also came to play during the full verdict and the petition at the Supreme Court. Jubilee initially argued that there was no requirement in law requiring that the forms 34A and 34B must have security features, but Supreme Court judges there saying there was no proper explanation as to why some did have security features and some did not. Remember, Al Ghurair, the body that printed the ballot papers, says every single ballot paper they printed, every single form they printed had specific security features. So the Supreme Court asking there, so where did those papers with the security features go to, and how did we have papers without security features? A clear irregularity there on the part of the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. Another issue coming to fore, again connected to the transmission of results, is the use of the KIEMS system and the 3G and 4G networks in the country. A lot of controversy now lies with these KIEMS kits in the country. So far, we've had several petitions in different positions across the country, all the way from Member of Parliament to the gubernatorial positions, the Senate positions. I believe about more than 60 petitions have been filed in court challenging the outcome of the August 8th election in several counties across the country. In those petitions, the petitioners will need to use the KIEMS kits in order to prove or, use them as evidence in determining those petitions. But remember, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission says in order to be fully prepared for the new presidential election, these KIEMS kits must be upgraded, something that is likely to lead to loss of information of the August 8th election. So how will that play out? It is something we will have to wait and see and hear from the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission. At the same time, the opposition, led by Raila Odinga, they're saying they will not allow the same firm, Safran Mofo, to conduct the transmission of results, saying they do not trust the credibility of this particular firm. Also expected of Wafula Chebukati is to announce results after receiving and verifying all forms 34A and 34B. Of course, we'll be waiting to see how this plays out, considering that IBC was accused of failing to verify results that were received from the polling stations. And, of course, IBC must ensure that all presidential candidates' agents, returning officers, correctly sign the forms before the transmission. This is a complaint that we saw coming from the opposition there, that some of the agents were turned away, were not allowed to sign the forms that were required to be signed. Of course, NASA now has put as part of the irreducible minimums that need to be put in place before the repeat presidential election. So do grab your copy on page 6 of the Standard.